Hey, what's up?
What's up?
How's everything?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Awesome. I
Sure,
want to thank
baby.
you for your time. I'm hyped that I got you on the live today so we could talk hip hop and everything. But before we start, I definitely want to thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No, of course, of course. So how's before we get started? How have you been? How's things going?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good. I just signed a couple of deals.
There you go.
One with Cleopatra, putting out the 1998 album, finally.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Awesome. It's gonna
I'm
be on
going
both,
after
right?
I'm going after everybody that's been licensed in music, for all them years too.
Yeah.
They owe me some bread. You know how that go.
Yeah, no, I hear that. No, but that's awesome. No, I'm hyped that it's fine. You're gonna be releasing the material and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, besides that, I'm an artist myself, so during this quarantine time and everything has been like one time definitely to be like writing a lot and stuff and getting everything together. How have you been handling everything? Is everything going good on your end?
Yeah, everything's going good. I mean, I have a studio I can go to.
Good.
I've been working with Los for like 5 years. He's a producer and also an engineer. He got a
Excellent.
podcast too, so he's been looking out. So I've
That's
been
it.
working still.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah. Big up
it's definitely
to
been.
this for keeping me working. My man.
Yeah, no, and that's how it is, and it's good because especially with like the circumstances and everything going on. At first, I couldn't even get the access of a studio, so like to get that access right away and then to have things back up. I just got like now a home setup just to do my references, just until things get pushed out and stuff. So it's
Yeah,
definitely a good transition.
I got to get my setup back going on. Yep.
Yeah, no, 100%. So yeah, no, I remember we were talking earlier and stuff, and you were talking about Tales from Fort Knox. I want to talk a little bit about it. You said you were getting ready to release it and everything. You got different production through there and stuff. Give me a little roundabout this way some of the viewers can.
I mean, basically, is a lot of heavy hitter producers up there. I got Clark Kent,
Yeah,
from, of course. Let me see, Easy Mo B,
nice,
Fanatic, a lot of heads, and I got a lot of support in that album back in the day.
awesome.
I got a lot of good features. I got the Lost Boys up there. I got the Six Pack song with a lot of other female artists. Um, Nikki D, Precious Paris, Heather B, Rod Digger. You know, I got some R&B joints. One with Brian McKnight. One with Kelly Price.
That's it.
Yeah, I think right now the album would do pretty good. It would have been banging back then, but now,
It's still gonna be good. I mean, everyone you've mentioned, including yourself, has been influenced. Huge influence. So like.
I
Especially yourself, like listening to your music too is, I've been a fan for a while as well. So it's
thank
dope
you.
hearing this, like the create, like how was like the creative process of putting everything together? Was it cool working with a lot of these artists? Or?
Yeah, everything, it was fun. You know what I mean? Back then, that was when hip hop was fun. That was when it was a fun thing to do. It's still a fun thing to do for me. But as far as like everything that's happening within the industry and all the changes that's going on, it took a lot of the fun out the game. We got to bring that back.
Yeah,
Um, Working with the people I was working with, it was like a dream come true. I was a big fan of everybody I worked with for a long time. So, I was young back then, so everything was new, everything was dope, and that's it. Besides when I was working with Master Ace, that was in a group. It was fun then as well.
yeah,
A lot
definitely. Well, I'm glad you brought up Master Race because that was definitely something I wanted to bring up too. While talking and stuff, because like you have such a cool like journey with your music, like people from who you work with and everything, and even the material you put out is awesome. Like I'm not gonna lie, like Extra Extra is probably like one of my top songs. Your
Thank
delivery on that song gets me amped every time,
you.
and that's why I like doing these lives because these lives a lot of artists come in and out, and then a lot of artists visits the page, and like you're doing things that like a lot of artists like myself like that's our goal to do. So it's cool to see like what the experience is like and what the creative process, and that's why we do a lot of these lives and everything like that because it's like motivation to other artists. So, I definitely salute you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So now, when you were putting this project together and stuff, like, you said, like, I know you said it was fun. Like, what would you say is the difference between then and now? Like, what gave it that spark that you think it's not today?
Um, the unity. Everybody coming together, everybody having fun with it, everybody building. Right now is a lot of competition going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's happening in reality as well as in hip hop, everything is coinciding together. And that's the difference of it all.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Now, do you feel like, especially from the album getting pushed now, and like you said, with the transitions and stuff like that, especially with like social media being a huge thing, and all these new platforms of like even
Right.
being able to release independently, is it like a really major transition you feel like?
It is because it's a lot more easier now for people to put their music out there and showcase it to a lot of people, to the masses, without even paying money. You
Yeah.
know, back then we didn't have internet really. you know.
No, no, of course not. No, no, I understand. No, that's what I mean. Like, it was such a different thing. So, when you was when you were on your when you were even on the come up and everything like that, what would you say was like one of the biggest like since social media wasn't around, what was the biggest thing that helped the most back then?
Radio.
That was it, right?
Especially on underground radio, when you couldn't, pay for the mainstream. Underground was always there. And getting a relationship with these DJs now is like everybody want money and stuff to play your stuff, even online on their platforms. But
Yeah.
back then it was more love, and people were supporting one another more. You
Yeah.
know,
So
and
the
that,
market, so the marketing aspect was totally different then.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I started getting into music. I want to say, like, I listened to music my whole life, but I mean, as far as like the behind the scenes, like the engineering and stuff like that, like I started learning about it back in like '04, '05. So even from then to now, the difference and the transition of like how people can market themselves, like seeing the transition from like MySpace going to Facebook, and then now you have all these different platforms and all these different apps. It's definitely.
A
I'm
good
still even
thing.
trying to like learn a lot of them. There's hundreds of millions of them these days.
I know.
It's crazy, because I remember even like when I was coming up, my teacher, he did a lot of like industry work as well. So like he would tell us stories, and now like that's when social media was just starting with the MySpace and everything, and it was throwing him off. Like, he wasn't used to it. It was so like the transition I totally get. I want to ask another question. Extra. I'm gonna have to like ask you a bunch of questions with this because one, you got to do a song one of my favorite producers of all time.
Hmm.
So to me, it's huge and it's crazy because like I always hear so many cool stories about DJ Premier, and it's wild to me. Like like having that opportunity is dope, especially for what he's done for hip hop and everything like that. What was that experience like working with Primo?
It was fun. It was dope, and Primo, that's family. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I knew him for many, many years before we actually did that track.
Okay.
So, it was a fun thing. It was a good thing, and it was a blessed thing.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know,
That
that
definitely.
that he wanted to do it. And that's one of his favorite tracks that he's done.
Oh, I love it. Like your delivery on that record was so on point. I'm telling you, it gets me amped every time I hear it. Like I was even playing it today earlier, and it puts I like your music because it puts you in a vibe. Like you really have a dope vibe to your music.
Punch
You,
you in the face type of vibe, like like
oh,
the
I
shit we.
love it. I love it. And it's dope because like I miss like that hip hop. Like you know what I mean? Like it
Right,
really.
and I'm glad like a lot of my fellow female MCs is coming back out. Like Lady Luck, Rod Digger's doing her thing again.
Mhm.
A lot of people, Little Kim. It's time to get that feeling back. I'm ready to hear some new Foxy Brown, like.
Yeah, of course. Now, and especially like you said, like the era with yourself and like Kim and everyone, like that was an era I remember growing up where like female MCs, they were like, even and through the whole era, killing the game. Because even from like MC Light, like MC Light is just a huge
Like
name for female
big
MCs.
influence, big influence. Her, like
Yeah,
Sweet Pea, Salt and Pepper. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody that came before me, all the female rappers. Like I wanted to be like them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, but that's awesome. Like hearing that is cool because that's motivation. But then I know you also get to work with the people that inspired you. So that just that alone, for having a passion in music, that like that's probably amazing.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
and people who work with you say the same thing because you inspire so many. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's really cool.
Yep, yep.
And it's probably got to be a cool feeling on your end too, knowing that you inspire so much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a blissful feeling. You know, it's a real good feeling.
Yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. Now,
I've inspired a lot of people. I mean,
yeah.
it's a lot of people. You
No,
know,
I know that.
in my life.
When,
Was rapping, sewing, dressing,
yeah.
school, work, whatever.
Now, do you think that was like one of your like biggest things for music that you loved it because like you knew the type of like the influence you are, especially in like the music industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially someone that loves to be influential.
Yep. Yep. Just making all the little kids hype.
Yeah,
You know, my peers, just getting them hype and amped and loving the music and just having fun with it, you know? And that's what make me enjoy it, seeing other people enjoy it.
that's cool. And I respect that, especially because I feel like that passion that you're describing right now, it got lost a lot with like the newer generation in today's music.
I know. Everything is about twerking and ass.
Exactly. There's no storytelling. There's no more storytelling, and there's no more of like real situations. Like in your music deliver messages. And that's huge.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's huge because like like not only do you give inspiration to all MCs, but there's a lot of female MCs that sometimes they don't know they feel like it's harder, so sometimes they hesitate more than just going out there and getting it, and you give them that influence to do that. So that's even huge, how much of a wide span of different type of like I can't think of the right word I'm trying to explain, sorry. Almost like what I'm trying to say is like you give out like a huge, like such an influence of like different energies, you know what I mean, like for people who are artists, but then also that motivation to be like, oh wait, I seen Paula do it, I know I could do it too.
Exactly. Right,
um,
right.
Even though it's work, it's still that push you give people, and that has to be something that's definitely
Right. And I want people to enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing. You know, don't let it stress you out. You know?
what would you now with a lot of these new up and coming artists and stuff, if you can give them like that gem, like what you would like, if they were like, yeah, I need that one piece of gem, that one advice that you would give, what would you give someone?
Go over your paperwork. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Know who you're dealing with. Um, don't be quick to sign without having a lawyer. You know, basically the things that I probably did back in the day, I wouldn't want them to do it. You know, you
yeah,
had a lot of people back then, especially female artists, just getting gypped and getting ran over, and and back then I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to get because, like I said, I was doing it for the fun of it, for the love of it. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, when everybody was reaping the benefits and I wasn't, I'm like, okay, well, where's mine? That's what made me take a look at who was I dealing with,
yeah, yeah. It was almost like the excitement.
my
Excitement
situation.
almost. Yeah, that now what was it like? What would you explain that? What is it like when you get into that? You're ready to sign the paperwork for you. You know it's about to go with that first deal and stuff. A label's looking at you because like I've talked to a lot of independent artists, but like to get signed and stuff is everyone's dream.
Right, it's exciting. It's an exciting feeling. And I mean, the feeling can become dull once a couple of years go by if your paperwork is not right.
Yeah. So really, that paperwork really is, it means a lot.
Hmm. Definitely.
Now I know when you also was worked when you got to work with Master Ace and everything. What was that like? Because like Master Ace is another MC where he put such an impact into the game that
Right.
you
And I
know.
was, I was a big fan of Master Ace before I
Okay.
actually met him, you
Okay.
know. And when I finally met him, he heard me rap, and he put me right down with him. Probably like the next couple of months. You know what I'm saying? So I
Wow.
was excited and I was hyped, and I started going on the road immediately. But like I said, a lot of my paperwork wasn't right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still all up.
Now, how'd you get to meet? Like, how'd you get to cross paths with Master Ace?
Well, I met him through a family member of mine. I
Cool.
was talking about him one day. He's like, "Oh, I know Master Ace, this and that," and he brought me around him. Him and Ice U Rocket.
Okay.
Those were the first people that was working with Master Ace. And then I met Lord Digger, and I think Lord Digger probably talked Ace into letting me even be down with the INC. If I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. And
Wow,
it's
that's cool.
yeah,
That must have been an experience and a half. Cause like I know, even seeing a
was.
lot of, I watch a lot of.
Seeing him on TV.
Yeah, like that must have been crazy. Like now, what's that was like going on TV with him? Like, that must have been an experience like no
It
other.
was like amazing. It was like wow. So the same way I met him, I try to make people's dreams come true that same way. When people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I want to meet this person," okay, no problem.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they
Almost like
build
a
them.
pay it forward, right?
Yep.
That's wild. That's so that blows my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just to be able to like ask you these kind of questions because like, being like I said, always getting to hear your music and getting to see it like through the internet and TV, but actually getting to talk to you now and get that like experience out of you of what it is. Like I can't even express how motivating it is. It's wild.
That's crazy.
You
I
know?
appreciate
No, 100%, 100%. And so now I know you said you're re-releasing everything. Is everything out right now, or it's on?
Yeah, I mean, you can find it on all the platforms. I mean, right now, I just got to take care of some more little paperwork. But, yeah, you can find it on Diesel. You can find it on, what is it, iTunes, YouTube Music. Um, Let me see. That's Deezer. Matter of fact, I said Diesel. Tidal. All the platforms, basically. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
So
Now, are you working on anything new? You have any other? Should we be expecting any other projects coming out?
look, look.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
there it is.
shit.
So you
So
you
I
are in the
got,
works on something?
got a lot of stuff I'm dealing with right now. I'm working on a documentary for Netflix. So I wrote
Really?
the
Cool.
yep. So right now they writing the script out for me,
Okay.
and
What's the documentary going to be?
about my life. Coming up in Fort Greene. How I got down with Ace. How I started rapping, and whatever.
Okay.
Starting probably when I was in second grade on up. you know, I got a
That's
story to tell. And yeah, just whatever. And hope my son started rapping now, so I'll probably be working with him soon. My
excellent.
nephew be playing around with it, so I got a lot of people that's coming up in the game that I'll probably be doing some stuff with. And also, I was shooting videos a couple
Okay.
of years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
shooting videos for a lot of people. I
Oh,
did over 100 videos by myself for them in 1 year.
wow.
And
That's
everything was happening so fast. I had the mob, but people don't like to see that. So they try to stop you in your tracks. You understand? So I went through a lot of changes dealing with that.
okay.
A lot, a lot.
All
Which brings me here today. And I mean, everything happens for a reason. So right now I can say I'm blessed. And big up to my man Chris over there. Big
right.
But yeah. So I'm happy, I'm just upset about everything that's going on, with all the rioting and the looting.
Yeah. But
It's a shame that one
definitely needs to
person can
change.
make.
No, 100%, and it definitely needs to change. It's a shame. I'm almost like I've lost the words. It like gets me so mad seeing what's going on with the TV. With these police acting the way they've been acting and everything, and
I
it bothers
know.
me. Like it almost like I really it's I can't find the right words of like disgust that I feel like when I see it. It's just not right.
It's
And hopefully,
I, I'm of
hopefully
it.
a change starts. Definitely.
I'm at that age now where I got to worry about the safety of my son. You understand?
Of course.
So, as
You,
long as he's not out there, with that. I mean, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And, whatever it is, whatever. But it's time to cease. It's
yeah.
time to cease and settle.
No, I totally understand. It's definitely, it's definitely it's a tough time going on right now. It's something I'm going to be telling my kids down the road. Like this is, but at the same time, that change is, I'm trying to think optimistic, and I'm hoping that change and the positivity does come. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it is changing. It is changing, and it's a shame that we had to go through those measures to get some change, but
Yeah.
it's what it is.
No, 100%. But just like there's always a saying like, got to keep pushing forward, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Keep
that
praying. Praying is very
100%.
important.
Yeah, no, 100%. I appreciate that, and that's cool about the documentary and everything too. Like, I'm thinking about that. Like, is there a time frame when you think it'd be ready by, so we can keep a lookout for it?
Um, Hopefully, probably by September, October.
Okay, excellent. Definitely
Yeah.
let me know, because like I'll definitely push that around once it's
Tell
ready.
you, December the latest.
Okay, definitely keep me posted with that, because I know I definitely want to check that out. So that'd be
And
cool. That's
and I
got to be
also got some CDs and some vinyls about to come out.
okay.
Yeah, with
Excellent. Where
new
can where can we
whatnot.
find is there a website or anything we can find those at? So
Well, like I said, it's on every platform.
on all the
Tidal, Deezer, YouTube Play, Google Play Music, all that.
cool. That's awesome. Excellent.
Pandora.
That's sick though. No, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your time and everything again. I appreciate you letting us know what's coming out, what to be looking out for and everything, and even just dropping all those gems on, coming up and working with all different type of names, and remembering like got to make sure our paperwork is correct. Like those gems is something we're gonna hold forever, and I appreciate you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I thank
Thank
you for your
you so
time.
much.
And I hope you have a great weekend, and stay
Thank
safe.
you. Thank you for your time. You stay safe, okay?
And we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna check your material out. So
Awesome.
maybe we can collab on something.
I would love to. That'd be an honor. I was
Yeah.
just going to say that would be amazing. So definitely let's work on something. That would be so dope.
Okay. I'll
Awesome. I
hit you with
appreciate
an
that.
email.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope you have a blessed weekend.
You too. God bless. Thanks a lot. Bye.